Sarah had been waiting for Mark for hours. He was never this late. Getting home from the office, she had already called his desk, but his co-workers said he'd left early. Just as her anxiety was turning into frustration, the front door finally clicked open. Mark walked in looking exhausted. He was carrying a tattered suitcase and a few plastic bags filled with old clothes. Right behind him stood a frail, elderly woman in a worn-out coat, her head bowed. The moment Sarah saw them, she snapped. "Where have you been all day?" "I called the office, and they said you disappeared hours ago." "And what is this? Why are you bringing this junk and this person into our home?" Mark took a deep breath, trying to find his voice. "I got a call while I was at work. I was told she had been kicked out of her house with nowhere to go. I drove out to the countryside to get her. She's going to stay with us now." Sarah's face turned bright red with anger. "Are you kidding me? Have you no shame? What was wrong with her staying with her other sons? Why is this our problem?" She didn't even look at the tired, sick woman standing in her hallway. "Sarah, please try to understand," Mark pleaded. "I couldn't just leave her there. My brothers, they wouldn't take her in. So you brought her here, to our tiny house. Do you think we're millionaires? Between the mortgage and the kids' tuition, we're barely getting by on your salary. I'm telling you right now, take her back where she came from, or I'm leaving this house tonight." She didn't even look at the tired, sick woman standing in her hallway. She turned toward the elderly woman, ready to vent the rest of her rage. "And as for you, Your Majesty, didn't you feel any embarrassment showing up here?" Sarah froze. Her heart dropped into her stomach. The woman looking back at her wasn't Mark's mother. It was her own mother. "Mom," Sarah whispered, her voice trembling. "Yes, honey," the old woman replied weakly. "Your brother and his wife told me they didn't have room for me anymore. They put my things in bags and told me to leave. I called Mark and he came for me." The room went silent. The anger drained out of Sarah instantly. She looked at Mark, her expression shifting from rage to a guilty, forced smile. "Oh, Mark!" "Honey!" she stuttered. "You're such a prankster! Why didn't you just tell me you were picking up my mom? It's a heartbreaking reality. A mother can spend a lifetime caring for 4 children, making sure they are fed, clothed, and loved. But sometimes, even for grown children cannot find the space or the heart to care for one mother. A mother's love is the most selfless bond in the world. Whether she is your mother or your mother-in-law, she deserves dignity and respect."